Illmatic or Doggy Style?
God damn. So how does this game go? I gotta pick one?
If you pick one, we don't drink. If you pick both, we drink. Or either. If you
pick both like I like them?
Yeah.
Like
or you just choose.
Can't decide.
Politically correct.
Yeah. If you can't decide, you take a shot.
You can't
So take a shot for it.
For no Doggy Style or Illmatic.
It's both their first albums.
No, listen to me. I remember going to HMV. Remember that was the music store?
Yes.
Me and my
Sam
man,
Goody.
Me and my man Omar, when I was in Julia Richmond, we cut school. We went to HMV. What was it? Tuesdays the albums used to come out.
Yes, Tuesdays.
On Tuesday, stole the Snoop Dogg album. Went home. I remember the whole Snoop Dogg album that night. Came back to school the next day. We were singing the whole shit all through the halls.
So you taking a shot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You know, take a sip.
KRS-One or Rakim?
You could always pick one.
The New Yorker you should not let you pick one. I'm just being honest.
See, I'm not saying
it's a champagne
I'm kind of rational. We be asking you
who's trying to radical? This one or that one, the white one or the black one. Pick the bunk and I jump up to attack one. KRS-One is just the title lead the crew. Right up to your face and diss you.
Come on, man. Then Rakim.
Okay, all right. So let's take the shot. Let's stop playing.
Come on, bro.
Let's just stop playing. Let's just stop playing.
You put shit up there to get a drunk on purpose.
Exactly.
Like,
well, at least it's just
pick one. We might jump him in here.
Nah. Okay. French Montana or Rick Ross? These are the that come up with the question.
Yeah, they got right there. They got a question.
All right, I can't so. And this is not like your French. You know I love you to death. You have no, you dig, but I. Rick Ross.
Right.
Okay. Like I like Rick Ross music. French got a bunch of hits.
Right.
You heard?
Right.
But I know a bunch of Rick Ross's music.
Mm-hmm.
You heard? Shouts to Ross the Boss and shouts to French.
Okay.
Shouts to that documentary he just dropped too. I don't know if it came out.
I didn't get to see the documentary. I heard it's real good.
It's dope.
Yeah, I heard it's real good.
I got to see it.
You went to the premiere?
Yeah, I went to the premiere.
I like seeing y'all together.
Yeah, it was dope. I didn't know that I'd be in the documentary so much, but it was definitely dope.
When y'all squashed the beef, I ain't gonna lie. I think I called you and I was so proud. I was so proud of you. I was so proud of New York because I just feel like New York, we need to show unity. Like everyone else is showing unity but us because we were so cocky for so many years. But let's move on. Yeah. Okay. Big L or Stack Bundles?
Come on. Man.
That's great.
Take a shot? Okay. Yeah. Salud. Salud. Yo, y'all supposed to be taking shots too. Take shots to y'all. What y'all doing over there?
Taking shots.
Taking shots to John Day, man.
John Day is in effect. He was in the shot, yo.
John Day.
That's the color of the John Day looking like rose.
Bronx Tale or Goodfellas?
It's delicious, by the way.
Damn, bro. This is good.
Be back.
Those movies.
Listen, just so you know,
I ain't gonna front those. So I sat my son down and watched Bronx Tales with him and my nephew because I needed them to watch that. Like that's how deep Bronx Tale is with me. Like I wanted him to understand the correlation between the working man and the man in the street, and told him that I was both.
You watch your son watch it?
That was one of the only movies that I like. We done went to the movies, but that was the only movie that I told him that I want to sit down and watch with you. I want you to understand
Bronx Tale.
Who I am. I embody both of these gentlemen right here and shit like that coming up. Because, you know, we was young and trying to understand who his father is. So that was a great way to get that off to him. Plus, it's a dope-ass movie. It's one of my favorite movies. And Goodfellas, hands down. You got to go home, you heard?
Yeah.
You got to go home.
You got to go home. You got to go home.
You got to go home.
You ready? Just so you know, the Colombian and Dominican makes these questions up. The Dominican from Washington Heights, he looks like he's still so I don't know why. And the Colombian that spies the I'm just playing that. I made that up.
It could be used.
Cam or Mace?
You dead me.
I'm going to go Cam. And this ain't, wait, let's so...
No, there's no criteria.
You know, whatever my personal never affected my ear for music. I love music. You dig? Like when French and them came out with Scheming.
Scheming.
I was on fire. I had to listen to it on the road. Like, I'm in my hair bopping like a from there, that's when I really started hating. I was like, oh, I hate it. He's here. No way around. I gotta deal with him there. Oh, shit. Shout out to Fresh. But yeah, but so what I'm saying with that is between me. So, you know, I lived with Cam. Cam is my brother above any whatever.
I love that.
We started from the bottom. You heard, like, so it's different. Like I know this. I know he's a dog when it comes to rapping. Like I've been through the lifestyle with him. Also seen how creative he is and shit like that. The same with Mace and shit like that. You dig? But there's just something about Cam that I think.
So Cam versus Mace on versus you going Cam.
I'm going Cam. 100%.
God damn it. Let's make some more with that.
But Mace showed me how to rap. I mean, I've said this lots of times, but Mace was smart enough to show me how to rap and compound the bars and things like that, so I can never take that away. And Mace got some of the dopest music that I heard also, but Mace only has one album. Right. Cam got platinum albums, like not one of them, and that's what people don't be understand when it comes to you, Cam, and a few of artists. These are all multi-platinum artists you'll be talking to when you see them. Like, be like, you heard like real platinum plaques, and not the one that was accumulated by streams, the one that people had to go in the store and buy hard copy. And then if your CD got scratched, you had to go buy another one. You heard, like, stop playing. And then some people was buying two of them, one to keep in the plastic because it's a classic. Like, stop playing. Like, this one, and these is $10.99, $12.99. Like, people had to come up out their pocket. It wasn't no credit card or no Apple Pay. These was hard dollars.
I'm so old. I got a couple albums on tape.
Bro.
War Reporters on tape.
Bro.
I seen that the other day. I ain't even want to sign it. I was like, damn. Remember Cam Snippet joint was on the tape. Like, I was telling people we was recording before Pro Tools. Like, when it was just the real. The little dwarf you gotta carry around.
These kids don't even understand. Like, yo,
she's like 8 pounds.
It was DATs and rails before. I remember when the first Pro Tool reel was drilled into the Hit Factory studio. Like, yo, this is some digital shit. Like some digital shit. Like, nah, we don't need none of the rails no more. We going, like, I remember this vividly. I remember Swiss Beats coming in that same year, that same album recording. That was Cam's first album in Hit Factory, and D and Rough Riders walked in with this young kid, had to be 16, looked like a baby.
His name was D Nephew. He wasn't even named Swiss at the time.
His name was Swiss, but
his name was Swiss.
Nephew, but it was more than D Nephew. So that was you better buy a beat.
Right.
But this is my nephew. But he came in Cam's studio, started playing some shit. So he sold.
I'm on one of those records with Cam.
Cam
Glory,
his first beat besides the beats that he gave to Rough Rider. Like, he was the first person to buy a Swiss Beats piece. I remember that. I don't want to rhyme. I just want to talk to y'all and shit like that. Like,
it's me, Cam, and DMX. That was the first people that yeah. I'll give it to Cam. I ain't gonna take that from Cam. But it's me, Cam, and DMX. Yeah.
Early in his
because it's Banned from TV. Is Stop Drop, and I believe it's Glory. I believe it's the name of the record, but I'm on that record, so Glory. I can't take it. Shit, like, hey man, what can I say? We legends, mother. Yo, listen, I'm about to get you banned. I'm about to. I know the owner. I'm about to get you banned. This nigga drinking more Okay. Chinks or Pop Smoke?
I'm gonna go with, let's just drink.
Okay, let's drink. Yeah. New York City.
He's sharp.
Let's just drink. God bless both of them individuals. RP to them. God bless their family and my condolences and all that. I know it's hard when you lose someone you dig, so we can't compare them type of people. And they both great. They both did an outstanding job when they came into this music, and they was left prematurely. You dig, like, you know where they was both going. Like, the last album that Chink did, like, that boy, I didn't even know he was that ill when it came to, you dig? And then Pop Smoke put a whole new wave on top of New York City that right now, it's
if he would have been alive, he would have been that next dog.
Different type of level of stardom. Like, he was really going in. Like, he was, you know, in New York, every 10 years, we get
something special. I think on my lighter right there. Okay,
like,
you finally found it.
I believe that Pop Smoke was the next one that was going to fill that.
Rest in peace to his family too.
His passion might have let the women in.
Air Force Ones or Jordans?
Honestly, I'm gonna go Air Force Ones. You heard? But the Jordans is good after that. But Air Ones.
I just got. They just sent me Drake's Air Force Ones.
Fire.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, it's nothing different. Shit just got Loverboy. No, Loverboy. I was like, I'm gonna wear them today. I said, man, I'm gonna step on some shit. Like I said, it's just my luck. So I chill. Kiss or Styles P?
Let's drink.
Okay. Yeah, let's drink.
I need more drink.
Let's drink.
Jamie is there for.
You can't. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So Styles was my favorite rapper for a long.
And you got an album with him?
I don't have an album. I got some cuts with him.
Oh, I thought you had an EP or something.
We were supposed to.
Oh, yeah, I was doing.
Actually, got to get it done. This is back in the Koch.
So let's take the drink and then finish the story.
But Styles is one of my one of my favorite rappers. I don't know if So I'm gonna go back in history. We're going in history, right?
Let's go.
So I remember maybe about 96, maybe
96, 97.
96. Yeah, maybe late 95, 96. I remember Mace used to live uptown. Kids called Young Guns from back in the day, and then little short stocky kid was in an apartment. Part of a group called Locks. You know, they was doing music and all that. His name Styles and shit like that. And then he did this verse and then he was like, 100 battered me, still couldn't shatter me. I'm only getting up, splitting up your anatomy, you heard? He did that verse, right? But the funny thing was about it, he was in that apartment because that incident, I believe, had happened and shit like that. And then he had turned around and did the verse on the record and shit like that. And then from there, I was like the locks and everything started becoming so visible. And then I just started listening to heavy Styles. Like his shit was, Styles was like, Styles was
He still is the dog.
No, don't take it away. Don't take it away. I'm not like, but Styles was like, to me, he was the lead in the locks when I first started engaging in the locks. Like Styles was like, the Styles is like, and then Jada just started going crazy throughout the years. His flow became so impeccable in the wordplay and the things he was touching on. If you was outside and you was in getting the cars and getting some money and shit like that, he was on. This is going crazy. So there's no way I could, like, you dig. Like, shouts to the whole lot. Shouts to Luke, Sheik too. Like, Sheik is nice as hell too. Like, you dig. Like,
all of them are nice. All of them are
people be like, he don't get his proper flowers and shit like that. But Sheik be going the all the time. We heard like he go crazy and shit like that.
Okay, so New Jack City or Juice? Salud. I like that. New Jack City. Okay. Eazy-E or Nipsey Hussle?
Damn.
I never got to meet Eazy-E, but he was one of my favorites of all time. Right. Easy, everybody, easy.
I can see
Come on, easy, say it, easy. Even though when he bust through the screen, never. I'm just too clever, so in fact that no one can ever stop playing with me, bro. I've been outside a long time.
Let me tell you something.
Video music box, stop doing that, bro.
Family was the first.
You know what, West, bro.
And I paid.
West Coast turned New York out. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. When seen on video music box.
Yeah.
I remember I said you said some shit with Snoop. You said you used to Snoop, used to love Snoop. Then you said you seen them. They called that body. You was like, oh, these is really gay.
Bro, nah. I love the West Coast certified gangsters. Like you dig. Like I'm a real fan of West Coast music. The Dog Pound when Daz and them niggas going crazy and Snoop and them was coming out. Like, bro, what? Bro, Daz and them was some of the nicest on these. Was going wild on records back in the days, bro. What? Like, yo.
They had the beats.
Oh, man. And the whole gangbanging culture and shit like that. And then New York just started touching on the whole game. I was just all turned out from the West Coast music and shit like that. You digging it? The more I got into gangbanging, the more I was a fan of the West Coast shit and shit like that. And then it became a reality for me. Like, I'm really gangbanging, and now I'm doing music. And now I'm gangbanging to a point that it's a thing that everybody in the world could see. And now these from the West Coast that been gangbanging all their life, and their mama been, and their papa been gang, and their uncles been gangbanging, and now asking questions. Why these in New York acting like they really gangbanging? These fake bloods. You heard? Like really fake bloods. I'm really getting death threats all the way on the East Coast and shit like that. Like really, like I'm getting a bunch of bloods calling me. I'm getting all type of shit going on when in the midst of the Dipset and really start getting into the height of commercializing the gangbanging on the East Coast. You heard? Like we were responsible for that, and that shit came with not I would say a price, but it came with questions and shit like that. So it was a point that I had to put on for what we were doing from the East Coast perspective. And I mean really put on, like go to the West Coast and do my video in the West Coast and really go to the West Coast and go to every hood on the West Coast. And not saying I'm a bad man. There was people that we were calling so we could understand and build a bridge to what we were going on, because we were all gangbanging. We were just all killing each other anyway. It was just black on black crime that was going on, but just on a different side. But to build a connection, because we were all blood and shit like that, was more or less what I was thinking about and shit like that. And that's what I was able to do. You heard? And I was able to go through California or LA and meet with some of the most notorious gangbangers out there, both Crip and Blood. And that helped build the bridge to what we have today, that there's so much East Coast and West Coast people that have camaraderie that are all gangbanging and shit like that.
From my observation of seeing shit, right, like as a fan growing up, like I felt like at first it was like kind of cool to be Crip, like Snoop and them was popping and all that. It was like cool to be Crip. Then when y'all came out, well, you came out, you know, you repping the Blood Show. It was, I feel like around like 04, 05, like you start really going crazy with it, getting lit. And from my perspective, I feel like you influenced the Lil Wayne shit. Like, you know, you, Jewels, Ken, I feel like y'all influenced that a little bit from who he became. I feel like he was like...
Shouts to Wayne, shouts to the whole Cash Money. That's our family, man. We got a lot of history with them. And I mean, I do believe that Wayne was influenced heavily by what we were doing in Dipset, from the way we were walking, dressing, and talking, the gangbang culture, how fly it was. They was getting some money and shit like that, you dig? And they dove into it and shit like that. Not saying I don't know what they was doing before that, but I know there was a change once they started mixing with the Dipset whole movement and things like that. And I love Wayne to death and shit like that. That's the Blood. What's up, Blood? How you feeling? Tune shit and shit like that. That's the guy. Shouts to Birdman too, man. He one of the most incredible executives. He don't get his flowers the way he should be, but he probably got he got one of the most retardedest runs inside of this hip hop history ever in all times, hands down.
Still running.
And he's still running. You heard? But they forget the correlation of what he is responsible for and still connected to and still getting paid off of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, shout out to the whole Cash Money.
So, heat makers or hit maker?
Shit. I got albums and relationships with both of them. Heat Makers is actually one person that's arsonist. He's responsible for the whole Dipset sound. So the whole ramped up sample sounds that y'all love Jewels and Cam for and shit like that, that's what he was responsible for. Hit Maker is actually Young Berg, which we've seen reinvent himself in so many times, from being a rapper to now one of the top producers of all times and shit like that. So drink to that. And I just did an album with him, you heard? Back in my prime. Shouts to Prime 112, one of my favorite spots out here.
Check that out.
You got a drink.
Oh, yo.
Okay. Pusha T or Malice?
They waited all night for this. They know where it's going. We got to answer in the game. It's the game.
You're not making wine.
To keep it a buck, I'm gonna go with Pusha T. So we're not gonna drink to them. But shouts to Pusha T, very dope artist. Everybody know he's a monster when it comes to doing music. I can't take nothing away from him. I know everybody's seen everything that was going on recently inside of the media and the internet. I believe it was cool. One time in my life, I got to engage into some verbal warfare and don't have to go beyond that and shit like that. Who knows what he might come up with? He's very crafty and shit like that. Some people react off top. Some people take years to come back. I seen that beef and wait years to try to. You heard? It's not always successful, but this is what I'm trying to say, how people try to line people up. But for the most part, I think it was dope. It was cute. I don't know if he actually took a shot at me, but it was cute. It was pointing in that direction.
Right.
It made me feel a type of way.
I wanted to say this related, but he could always say, Jim, I wasn't talking about you.
I mean, and I would be hurt. I would be heartbroken. I would be so upset. You heard? I would be mad. It was not like.
You was talking about me. Yes, you were.
Oh, mamas, you was talking about me. Who you was talking about then? Let me stop. I mean, it is what it is, man. Whatever, however they want to take it, it is cool. You know what I mean? Like you dig, it's still rap music and shit like that. I seen Kumo D beefing with. You heard? Like I used to live downtown. I'm from that era. You heard? But it is what it is. We see what it is. I put a response out there, pretty crafty. I think it was pretty crafty. I think it was pretty crafty.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cheers to me. It's my birthday.
That's right.
Yeah, happy born.
But that's not a subject that we got to dwell on.
Yeah, we out of here. We out here. Alamo or Shamgar?
Damn, that's crazy. So I'm gonna pick.
Oh, you gonna pick? Yeah. I was gonna drink to that.
I'm going to pick Ali Mo.
Yo, Ali Mo's like the lowest handle I ever seen.
God bless.
Okay, God bless. He did pass away.
And that's not because he passed away. R.I.P. to his soul. Like I went to high school with Ali Mo. I knew Ali Mo. I watched Ali Mo playing basketball with Cam. I watched Ali Mo playing basketball in tournaments. He was hands down one of the nicest individuals in basketball in the world.
Wow.
Now I'm not talking about I'm talking about in the world, bro. I've seen that kid do some things that will never ever be duplicated in basketball at all. I mean, and I don't know if there was no Instagram. There was not that era. You just was an era that you have to be at. But Ali Mo, the Black Widow, hands down. And you can ask anybody who's been around since the '90s and watching basketball and street basketball and high school basketball. He like and no disrespect to Shamgar. Shamgar is one of the illest with a basketball in his hand. His handle, he got basketball moves named after him, you heard? But the moves that Ali Mo was doing, he didn't have no name for. He was doing these shits off the whim. Like
I took the shot. I'm sorry.
We gonna take it anyway. But I'm just telling you, like Ali Mo,
that was my favorite Rucker Park player. His dribble used to be so low. His dribble used to be so low. I used to be like,
talk about it. And how tall was he?
Yeah. Yo, listen. When I met him, and I'm getting you bad.
That's four.
He about to crack the bottle. I want it to be on camera.
Jim Jones, man. You
started 4.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is good shit.
He says good stuff.
Digger or Swiss Beats?
Digger or Swiss Beats?
Yeah.
We gonna the both of them. Shout out to Digger. So if nobody know who Six Figure Digger is, Six Figure Digger is the first producer for Cameron, Bloodshed, I would say Mace, from back when he started with Children of the Corn, and as Cameron gained his success, those were all the beats that Digger was making and things like that. Also, Digger created the Diplomat logo. So that eagle with the diplomats going through, he created that logo for anybody.
Sugar?
Digger, Six Figure Digger. He created the Diplomat logo.
One half of your mustache is gray and the other half is black. You gotta get your life together. That's that John Day. John Day changed his mustache.